Not all certified financial planners are made the same. They're not all alike. So if you're looking for a CFP, what's your process? How do you find one? I've got some insight coming up. My name is Mike Bernard. I'm the host of the Wise Money Show. I'm also one of the certified financial planners right here at Corhorn Financial Group. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and smash that thumbs up button. So from time to time, I get the question, and just got it last week, hey, I'm looking for a CFP in my area. How do I find someone, okay? Not all certified financial planners are the same, okay? They have a different approach. They have a different philosophy. They have a different service level, okay? So how do I find someone if I'm looking for someone? We passionately believe that your certified financial planner should be, yes, a CFP, doing comprehensive financial planning. I mean, that should be the distinguishing feature. Not just that they're a CFP, that they're doing comprehensive financial planning, where they're looking at all 6 areas of your financial life and giving you advice that brings synergy to all those areas, okay? And in the process, that they're collaborating with other financial professionals to make sure that all of the financial professionals in your life are working together cohesively on one plan, so there's not competing agendas. Now, how do you find someone? I mean, obviously, we are always honored when a fan of the Wise Money Show reaches out to us and says, hey, I need some help. Can you guys help us? I mean, we serve folks all throughout the country, okay? And so we always are happy to do so. And yet at the same time, we recognize that we can't serve everyone and on the planet, right? And the Wise Money Show is not a shameless, infomercial for us. So for the folks that reach out and say, hey, Corhorn Financial Group, can you help? We love it. We're happy to do so. We've got a full team of, 16, 17 certified financial planners, CFPs, all that sort of stuff, and CPAs, where we're happy to serve you. But this isn't an infomercial. We're trying to help you take your next wise step in your financial life. To the extent we can help with that, wonderful. But if not, and a different professional is appropriate or best for your situation, we want to help equip you to know who to look for. So how do you find that person? There's 3 steps that I would go through. Let me share those with you now. Number 1, it's no surprise. You've got to find someone that's a certified financial planner. That's a CFP. We talk about that in pretty much every single video. Why is that important? Right now, and I just pulled these stats up, there's apparently about 400,000 financial advisors out there, okay? Around 400,000. 90,000 of them are actually certified financial planners. So you've got, what is that? That's about 20% of all so-called financial planners are actually certified financial planners. So that's the first filter. Why is that filter important? A certified financial planner has to go through an educational requirement, an ethical requirement, and an experience requirement before they can be deemed a certified financial planner. And then they have to stay on top of each of those things, on top of their education, continue to get experience, and adhere to the ethics on an ongoing basis. So to me, that's sort of a baseline. That's a prerequisite. You shouldn't have a financial professional serving you. Your financial planner shouldn't be your financial planner unless they're a certified financial planner. Now, so I told you that's what is it, about 20 to 25% of all financial planners out there are certified. Do all certified financial planners, could you just pick a needle out of the haystack? No, that's not enough, but it's at the very least, they're a certified financial planner. So if you want to start with that step, I mean, this isn't the only step, but if you want to start by looking for a certified financial planner, you can go to letsmakeaplan.org and search for one. But again, that's not enough. That's a minimum bar. That's not the bar. Next, you need to make sure that your CFP is doing comprehensive financial planning, and not all CFPs do. We actually, in our office, when we were much smaller, now we've got 75 employees or whatever, middle of 2021, but way back when we were around 10, in our office complex, there was another CFP. It was just him and one other office staff person, and I know for for sure that he was a CFP and all he really did was sell indexed annuities. That was it. Which, as a CFP, how can you be a CFP and just do that? So you've got to make sure that they're following a comprehensive financial planning process. No, what is comprehensive financial planning? We talk about that all the time as well, but that's looking at all 6 areas of your financial life. That your financial life has 6 areas. So does mine. So does Kevin Corhorn. So does Warren Buffett's. So does Bill Gates. All of us. 6 areas to our financial life, and you need to make sure that you're working with a financial planner who is looking at all 6 of those areas and then giving advice when you've got big financial decisions that bring synergy to those 6. Because you don't want to work with someone who's just solely focused on you having the most to invest, and they're telling you to not achieve other cash flow goals or ignore certain important insurances or don't get the right estate plan saved up or estate plan built because they just want to make sure you've got the maximum amount of money set aside for investing, right? That's an example of a situation where there's competing financial goals or competing financial priorities. Your certified financial planner needs to be in your corner, looking at all 6 areas of your financial life, saying, okay, this decision, when we look at how it's going to impact all 6 areas, therefore, this is the best choice. Okay, these are some good choices, but this is the great choice. This is the best one because of how it impacts all 6 areas of your financial life. So, how do you once you find a CFP, how do you make sure that they're following the right process, that they're doing comprehensive financial planning? Well, there's a couple things that you can do. Number one, I would just look at their website and see what their process is. If they're talking about a certain product or a certain tool, even if they use the word financial plan, I would stay away, okay? You want to look at whether they're, what their process is, whether they're going to look at all 6 areas. Your present financial position, that's your first area, and that's cash flow and a net worth analysis, looking at assets and liabilities. The second area is protection planning, so they're looking at the big areas of risk management. If you pass away early, if you have a disability, if you have a health emergency, going to a nursing home, those sorts of things, what happens and what sort of protections are in place to ensure that your financial progress isn't completely destroyed. What's your tax plan? What's your tax strategy? So a proactive tax strategy. Yes. What's the right investment approach? That's the 4th area, investment strategies. 5th area is retirement planning and also college planning. So what are those big long-term financial goals? Where do you stand today and are you on track to achieve those? And then the 6th area is estate planning. What are your intentions? What are your wishes if something happens to you? And do you have the right structure set up? So those are the 6 areas of your financial life, and you're going to want to look at a prospective CFP's website to see if they're talking about those 6 areas, and if they're talking about analyzing all 6 of those areas and then giving you advice that brings synergy, okay? I would also ask them some questions, okay? Here's a list directly from the CFP's website for 10 questions you're going to want to ask your financial planner or a prospective financial planner. And in these questions, you'll get a sense of what their process is. I mean, to me, I would highlight a couple that aren't necessarily on this list, but do you work with a team? I mean, if it's just a financial planner and 1 or 2 other people, to me, I'm not so sure they can pull off a full comprehensive financial planning process if it's just one person and maybe another, right? I mean, financial planning, you've got to analyze all sorts of different things. And if it's just 1 or 2 people in the office, I don't know how you could actually do comprehensive financial planning. I mean, the other thing I would ask is, do you ever collaborate with other financial professionals? If the answer is no, your answer is no. You're not working with them. I mean, your certified financial planner, they're quarterbacking your entire financial situation with you, okay? And they've got to be collaborating with the other financial professionals. They don't know everything, and they're not going to do everything for you. They've got to lean on the expertise of other financial professionals, attorneys, CPAs, other insurance advisors, bankers and loan originators, that sort of stuff. They're going to need to collaborate with them. So I'd ask that question. If they say, no, we do it all here, I would be leery. Specifically, I would ask, do you ever collaborate with my tax preparer or my CPA? And again, if they say no, or we don't give tax advice, or no, I know all that stuff myself, I would be very leery. I would run. So you're going to want to make sure that your CFP, again, they've got to be a CFP. That's the first question. And then they've got to do comprehensive financial planning, looking at all 6 areas of your financial life. So that's the second grid. And then the third qualification, third question or character trait that you got to look for when you're looking for a certified financial planner is they've got to have the right character. They've got to have the right character. I mean, ultimately, we are talking about entrusting someone with some very intimate details, confidential details of your life. I mean, your life savings and your goals and wishes and dreams, really important confidential things that you wouldn't share with anyone, and you wouldn't do that with just anyone. You've got to do that with someone who's really, really trustworthy. So they've got to have the right competence, so that's CFP and those sorts of things. They've got to have the right consistency, meaning they're delivering the right process. That's the second point. But then they've got to have the right character. And certainly in this cancel culture world, we've seen folks where their characters ultimately exposed, and you say, gosh, I can't trust them at all. I thought I could, but once I see what their character is, I can't trust them. So how do you assess someone's character? Well, within those 10 questions from the last section here, some of those questions reveal, and point to someone's character, right? So being a CFP, you've got to abide by certain ethics. You've got to be a fiduciary, okay, and only making recommendations that are in your best interest, so not their own best interests. And you've got to understand their fees, their cost structure, right? So that there isn't, again, the person has the right character. I'd also look at their bio on their website or even on LinkedIn and trying to glean what kind of person they are. Now, could someone present themselves in a certain light online and not actually be that? Of course, I mean, all the time. But at least I would learn a little bit about this person, what they're involved in, what their interests are, where they volunteer, what their family's like, those sorts of things. And you can get a sense for what their character is. This is also why a referral is so important, because if someone that you know and trust already works with this individual or this team and trust them, that might give evidence of their character. But ultimately, character is revealed over time. It's not just communicated with words. In fact, it rarely is. It's revealed by someone's actions over time. And so oftentimes you're going to want to look for clues about character. Maybe is that certified financial planner doing comprehensive financial planning and maybe associated with Dave Ramsey or Kingdom Advisors or some of these other organizations that at the core maybe line up with your core values. But ultimately, you're going to want to ask questions and you're going to want to see, what's their approach? How do I feel when I'm around them? And get a sense for what their character is. So if you're out there looking for a certified financial planner, a CFP, hopefully this process helps. I mean, once again, you're going to want to look for someone who's a certified financial planner. That's going to weed out almost 80% of the individuals out there, okay? Next, you're going to want to make sure that they're doing comprehensive financial planning. That's probably going to weed out another 90% of those CFPs that are left. Yes, unfortunately, it's true. Most CFPs don't actually do comprehensive financial planning. Then you're going to want to find someone with the right character, okay? The right teamwork, the right ethics and emphasis on your values and your plan. Again, our firm here, our team of advisors, we'd be happy to help. And we can help folks all throughout the country. We're not the only ones, and we certainly can't help everyone. Once again, I would close by encouraging you to talk to your certified financial planner or go find one for yourself. If you think we can help or you'd like a second opinion, you can always contact us. Find us online, Korhorn.com, that's Korhorn with a K, wisemoneyshow.com, you can find us there as well, or give us a call, 574-247-5898. All right, there you have it. Go out and take your next wise step in your financial life.